Hello, everybody. It's 9:30 here in the good old mountain time, so I think it's time to get started. It's late night for some people, but yeah, it would definitely be morning for others. Christopher, nah, man, I have no idea what time it is. That's fair. That's fair. Time zones are weird. So, hi everybody. Thank you for showing up. I know it's really short notice. You know, I had a nebulous idea that I was going to stream tonight and only really confirmed it about 10 minutes beforehand. So, yeah. Let's see. Who do we have in chat here? Oak Tree, how's it going? Silly Lily, nice to meet you here. Cats, as Jerry Coyote. Are you a real coyote or just a man in a coyote suit? Lord Salcarin, Giant Opal, Griftifer, Lunar Knight. Oh, looks like we got a little bit of a mix of time zones here. So let's pop on in to the actual game. There we go. Hey Phaedry, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. So we're here. Coyote wearing a man suit. I see how you do. I'm catching the wavelength. Yeah, that's right, King. We're gonna be doing a bit of hole digging here. So let's get up off of this bed. Luckily, we're looking at calm for rift activities, so it's not gonna be too bad. The chickens are losing their minds. All is right with the world. We got a fresh hammer and a bunch of pythons in a dream. Ooh, Giant Opal, you're coming in here from Spain. Ooh. We're catching all the time zones here. Hey, Wobbly Boost, how's it going? The Oz prison colonies, oh no. Australia, you say? So, we'll see how long this calm rift activity actually lasts. And hopefully it'll last long enough to get a good bit of digging, because we've got, by my calculations, the chamber I have to dig out here is 15 by 15 by 31 tall. So that's roughly in the neighborhood of 7,000 blocks. I've got a good chunk at the top already dug out, but it's a lot. You gotta get 5:30 a.m. for you. Oh man, we gotta get Saul singing "Diggy Diggy Hole" at some point here. I only know the repeated part, unless there's other verses. All I know is that I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. So this is the cavern that I have here right now. I can't see the bottom. Oh, there it is. Yeah. We have a little bit to dig out here. So, mostly just going to be hanging out and putting in pythons. Yeah, it's just going to be easier to break my ankles, fall down, and rinse and repeat 20,000 times. That's the sum of the lyrics, just... yeah, just a dwarf digging a hole. So what you just saw there, digging out a slab, that is going to be 90% of the next hour and a half of your lives. So I hope you're excited for this riveting tale of rock. Let's see. Oh, that is the great hole that leads down into well, death, because that's going to go way down about 70 blocks, I think, is the entrance down below. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if that one's going to work properly. Oh, it's letting us. It's letting us pop it in. We'll see what happens. Yeah, oak tree. Sort of late, but it's vintage story content. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit lower energy of a stream, I think. Because we're dealing with a bit of a heat wave here in the great state of Canada. It's been mid-30s most of the week, which for all you Fahrenheit users, I'm pretty sure is somewhere in the 90s. It's not been nice. Not been good. All our houses here are built to insulate, keep all the heat inside, so not exactly making for comfortable living. Oh. Ooh, the guy from Saturn. Good evening from Eastern Canada. Well, I see east meets west this night. Heat wave in Canada, so normal summer here in the US. I mean, depending on what part of the US, it might be normal heat, yeah. For us here, it's toasty. It's very toasty. I can do -40 winters better than I can do encroaching upon +40 in the summer. Well, I guess, yeah, -40 is the exact same, both Celsius and Fahrenheit, so just imagine that cold. A little bit of a shift, I'd say. How far over? Oh, I still have plenty of distance to go. Oh, perhaps I don't. We're gonna get a few different sized slabs, I guess, by the looks of it. Ooh. Dave, West Texas has been over 100 for 2 months. I'm sorry, I could not do that. That's too hot. That is too hot for survival. Well, I'm sure you make do, but still. My inventory slab, you get in there. Hotbar is for little pythons. I should probably block up. Ooh. Block up that hole. Don't want to lose any of these little guys going down that hole. It's a long drop, and I gotta do the whole, like, snake eater ladder thing. Ooh. Oh, I'm hungry. Well, we're gonna have to make a stop by the house, probably not too long from now, I guess, just to go grab one of the other crocs. Whoop. Yeah, there's still a long way down, because we've got, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 31. So we've got a lot more to go down. Oh boy. You know what we might do? Just because there's only going to be the ting ting tings in this little cave here, we might bring the music back on here. I haven't played with the music on in a long time. I just add that in and post for the videos, so this will be interesting if it decides to play. We get a little bit of thunder in the background, but let's see if we get any music. That is only one block. I think we're just going to manually mine out this part of the wall. Almost a third of the way down. Yeah, I'd say that's probably the better way to think about it, instead of just like, we're only 6 out of 31. Wait a minute. No, 6 out of 31, that's like a fifth of the way down. Although I guess a fifth could be considered almost a third. Depends on how much you care about fractions. Oh, hey Andy. With the quarry mod, it should take durability. Well, it does take durability off the hammer. There might actually be a setting in the mod to turn on durability for the pythons themselves. I'm just going with whatever the default was on there, which the pythons just kind of last forever, which, you know, I'm alright with. I should bring everything down to a solid, flat plane first off, I think. That might be not the worst idea. Yeah, King, having the music playing in VLC or something's probably not a bad idea. I did set the music to play, but we're not getting any. So, we'll leave it on for now and see if anything starts playing, but yeah. It won't be too bad. I can pick and choose when and if any of the audio from all of this actually gets put into, oh, we've got a medium temporal storm coming. Just like the last Between the Episodes stream. What was I saying? Music, right. I can just not use the audio. And there's already going to be background music and my own voiceover for the Between the Episodes thing at the start of the episode, so I am not too worried about, you know, music just cluttering up the soundscape of the stream. I've already made the mistake of having my voice track saved onto the recording for this, so there's not much more damage I can do to the audio fidelity. Yeah, the game doesn't like to play music underground to create tension. That makes sense. I can see that. Well, we'll see if music starts playing when we head outside, because we're going to have to go grab another crock of food in a minute here. And also, I guess we've got a temporal storm on the way. Go. Oh, right. I don't know if that picked up on the stream. There was the very quiet sound of a bear. We're like 1 or 2 blocks below the top of the mountain up here. So there's a bear just hanging out at the top of the mountain. Occasionally I guess it's either chasing something or it detects me underground. I'm not too sure. You'll know when you have enough rock, when you can fit your castle into the cavern void. Whew. It won't quite be that big. I don't think. It might actually, if I keep expanding the workshop. Who knows? There we go. Now, unfortunately, if this wasn't granite, and then later on down below peridotite, if we had conglomerate in here, this would be perfect. We'd have all the stone we need for the castle. But I have to quarry out from a completely different area to get my conglomerate that I need. Let's see. Ooh, giant opal. What are you saying here? Aw. I think I'm the best when it comes to the quality of editing and the length of videos. Oh. Quiet, bear, I'm having a moment. And I just, I just throw together some videos, It's, it's interesting because I feel like I've stated this somewhere before, that I fully intended when I was first starting the series to not really do a whole lot of editing and just, hit record, play for a bit, put it online, call her a day. But I don't know, as I was just putting together that first one, just kept making a, little cut here, a little montage there. Just kind of spiraled out of control from there, and now it's all fully edited. It's kind of nice, though. I enjoy the editing process. It's pretty fun. Surely the underground castle is a stretch goal after completing the main castle. This workshop is going to be just a testament to something. Insanity? Determination? I mean, I try not to let anything kind of, overinflate my ego or anything like that, because at the end of the day, I am just a silly little guy doing silly little voices. But I am super appreciative that so many people seem to like the videos, enjoy just the journey. I can't wait to see what the castle looks like. I'm just having fun playing the game and doing a thing. I'm also curious, has anyone been keeping track of how the hunger bar looks? I can't tell if it's gone down. I don't think my hunger bar has gone down at all. It's a little odd, a little concerning. But regardless, let's pop on outside for a little bit. Wilted says, hey, welcome to the stream. Why do I want the workshop underground? So, mainly because I thought the idea of having basically an old world kind of almost vault, kind of like a Fallout vault, but more so kind of like a steampunk, dwarven, almost like Dwemer style workshop that was around before the the great apocalypse that set the world into the barren landscape that we spawn into, and that it's just kind of been reclaimed by the denizens of this burgeoning town. So I thought it would be neat. And also, if you make a big enough chamber in a mountain, it counts as being outside. So you can put a windmill in there and it'll work just fine. So, yeah, part of it was just to see if I could. There we go. We'll take this crock with us. You stay inside. And none of you run outside. Silly chickens. Well, we've got food. And we don't have music playing. But the rift activity is low, and that kind of worries me. Never doubt the strength of it funny when making decisions. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Presentation of the project. Most Vintage Story content is styled as aimless survival stuff, but the name Eisenholm really sells it as a plan to make something epic. I mean, that was definitely part of the intention of giving the series a name. I had the thought of, like, would giving it a name seem a little weird, or, maybe a bit over the top, but I'm glad that I decided to just go with my instinct on that. Because then it gives it a name to latch onto. It makes it a little bit more memorable. And, like, equating it to another content creator, Kurozar's current series, the Desert Life. It's got its own name there. It's not just, let's see if we survive. all its life. Ooh, did I decide what to do with the boiler room? I did, and I put it together in a creative world. I just keep forgetting to actually chisel it out in game. So I am going to go with the kind of a mix, basically an obelisk, but with a statue at the top. Now, admittedly, the statue I have not even begun to design in creative because I'm not the greatest at doing a statue. I've never really tried. So I guess that kind of contradicts itself. I don't know if I'm good or not if I've never tried doing a statue. So I'll probably have to give it a try. And very likely it'll be on a stream. Just doing some creative chiseling, testing things out, seeing what works. Throwing spaghetti against the wall, seeing what sticks. Probably the spaghetti. Yeah, the 100 days videos, what is it? Oscilloscape, I think, is the one that's got kind of the most 100 days format content for Vintage Story out right now. And that's, like, he's doing pretty good. Actually, I quite like it. I think I've seen all of his 100 days stuff. But definitely, there is something to be said about an episodic series that, you know, apparently putting it into a 7.5 hour compilation is something that the people yearn for. Yeah, Opal. Timmy Two Nipples, I watch it. I don't know if does saying his name get this thing demonetized? I don't know. But anyway, Timmy, I've watched his whole series. That was pretty interesting. I haven't watched the second episode of his like ocean seafaring one, but I saw that it came out after a little bit of a hiatus, so that'll be neat. Let's see what to do first. Let's grab a little snack here as the hunger bar finally started going down. Got a good bit of rock. Still have 3 hours in game. Ooh, thank you, Lord Zalkrin. I guess the chat might have a bit of a delay. Hunger has been dealt with, but thank you for the... I'm blanking on the word for it, of a warning that was sent probably before the fact, but noticed after the fact. Wanted to say posthumous, but that's... I'm not dead yet. Granite stone. Ah, that's full of granite. Slate. Did I start another container of granite stone down in the basement? Apparently I got medium fertility soil. Pine log, oak logs. I've got one empty. Paired white. Paired white. Alright. Let's get rid of all of our granite stones here, because those are taking up space. Yes, well, Timmy two abreast. There we go. It's been raining for several days in a row in game here. Be nice if we could get some rain like this in real life. So while we're waiting for the temporal storm to start, this tower here, I still have to put a bit of a roof on it, but I want to try and round out this entire thing eventually. I don't know when I'm going to do that and how round it's going to be, because I won't be able to... Oh no, I would actually be able to fill in around the axles, so I could actually make this a perfect circle. Yeah, one of these days. Whoa! I see. I see. That was a mistake. Oh. Who needs ankles? Ankles are overrated anyway. So let's mosey on over. We got, yeah, hour 45. Yeah, temporal storm should start in a couple minutes. Let's just preemptively get in place. Actually, let's check on the roving boiler chickens. Hello. Oh, you all grew up. There's a rooster. I might have to lead these guys out of here at some point. Bring them over into, maybe into the pen. Yeah, you can all join the chicken coop and become food one day. Hmm? The Colonel's calling. He's got 11 herbs and spices with your names on them. Oak Tree, yeah, you're not the biggest fan of 100-day stuff, since Venture Story is meant to be longer term than that. Very true. Very true. It is, I mean, everything in this series is kind of a multi-year project. The castle especially. That's going to be a long, long while until that's done. Oh boy. It's going to be... can I... There we go. I can kind of see my own face here. Yeah, it's going to be a long time till the castle's done, but I'm here for it. Oof. Blind rogue doing basket traps to move those chickens. I don't know. Chickens I find are so much easier to just chase around. Because they can go in a straight line. And you're pretty much just predicting their path and standing the opposite side you want them to go. And as long as it's not too narrow, like the little gangplank up into my chicken coop, then typically you can get them exactly where you want them. And that's kind of how I got all the house chickens. Or at least Mr. and Mrs. Cluck, who phased out through the window not too long ago and met an untimely end in the great outdoors. But at least their kids live on, so there's that. Just scrolling back up in chat and seeing all the discourse about Timmy's name. Timmy Two Butts is kind of catchy. Ooh, Phaedra, you're gonna see if you can make chickens able to be picked up by a certain mod, by your mod. That actually could be pretty interesting. When you just like right-click on them, they turn into the chicken creative item, pop it back down. I don't know how you would get, unless they're separate items for the different colors of chicken. Hopefully that would remain consistent, so you don't have, you know, pick up a white chicken, put down a brown chicken, pick up a rooster, and you get something different when you put it down. That would be weird. At least I didn't have to see the Cluck duo die. Yeah, I did have to clean up their remains from the backyard, though. I guess such is life on the farmstead. Ooh, what is the durability? 37, okay. Well, I got 37 durability on this knife. I hope that's enough, and that I don't have to, go back to the house to grab the iron knife. Boy. Alright, I probably have to go up there to actually get some to start coming in. Hello. Get over here, boy. Get in the water. Poseidon quivers before him. That's right. Yes. Come to me. Bring me your flax fibers. Thank you. Okay. Yes. The worst thing about losing Mr. and Mrs. Cluck is losing the meat. No. No. When they were gone, that's the day the romance died. They were a better love story than Twilight. Come to the pool! The water's fine. Ah. Fresh corpses for the stew pot, yes? Mmm. Rust, my favorite. You know, drifters, they share a flavor with a cast iron pan that gets left in the dishwater for too long. Probably a little bit of a bacony flavor to it, but at the end of the day, it tastes like rusty iron and dish soap. Lord Zalkrin, if you're thinking of picking up Vintage Story, I definitely, I mean, obviously I recommend it. Even if it's something that ends up being an experience that you prefer to, you know, watch rather than play, they've got a 10-hour time limit for the return policy, so you can very much, you know, experience a good chunk of what the game has to offer before you decide whether or not you actually want to keep the game. Just a fantastic dev team, in all honesty. I mean, there's... I think the only things that they've ever done wrong was, what, increase the mining speed, or increase the time to mine by 20%, and then walk that back when the community said, hey, we don't like that. So, anytime there's a choice that the community's not a fan of, like, they are in direct contact with everybody, so it's fantastic game, fantastic communication with the community. It's just all around good. And, you know, clearly they pay attention to the community, because the first version of the Boiler Room, 11 days after I posted the video, they stopped you being able to carry hot water in a bucket. Ooh, what do I think drifters are anyway? So, drifters are... They're either people corrupted by the Rust World, or denizens of the Rust World who came here. They definitely, they weren't around before the, you know, before everybody went underground. Because people wouldn't have gone underground if the drifters were already down there. They were going underground to get rid of the rot plague that was up above, right? So, when Jonas... Spoilers, to anybody who doesn't know any of the lore for this, you can shut your ears for a moment, or just la la la, pretend you do not see. But when Jonas opened a portal to the Rust Dimension, or whatever the official name will be whenever that gets revealed, there's definitely, you know, things came through. Oh, you should not be able to hit me, sir. Oh. Okay, note to self. The crawlers can and will smack you right in your face meat. What was I saying? Right, Dave came through, clearly. Unless somehow in the caves underground it wasn't the Eidolon, but the Thunder Lord, as Dave is called in the code. But no, I think a lot of creatures came through. The drifters are very likely, you know, from the Rust World. What if I want to explore the Rust World? Well, stand in front of a rift and this'll happen. This is basically the Rust World bleeding into this one. Whether it's a fully parallel dimension or what it is, who knows? They have a pokey arm. I mean, I know they've got a pokey arm, But see, like, that guy being kept back, I wasn't expecting a crawler to get down here. Usually, oh, there goes my knife. Usually they're better swimmers and they take a bit to get trapped down here. I'm gonna have to make a risky move here. And I'm gonna have to run to the house. I'm gonna have to sprint for the house, grab my other knife, so I can continue to carve these guys. As I run through a melty clock painting. Oh. Oh, my knife. Oh, let's get out of the house. Ooh. Ooh, okay, now I have to not fall into the drink myself. There we go. Oh, good, you're still here. Give me your flax and your bones. You don't have bones, but give me your gears. Those are basically your bones. Your rusty gears, your arthritic rotator cuffs. How long are temporal storms usually? That's a great question. I find they're usually, what are they, like 8 hours in game? So what's that, 15 minutes-ish? 10 to 15? But yeah, no, I'm sure we'll find more lore on the drifters. I know there's been a couple of YouTube videos actually that came out recently discussing what the drifters are, and the nature of the serifs. The serifs are very likely, from what I remember reading, an experiment. Hopeful Neko. Solstin, are you able to do a Gravemind impression from Halo? Oh, I can't remember. Was his voice like more like just gravelly, almost Dr. Claw? Or was it deeper? Because I can't remember if it was... Oh, there we go. Temporal Storm seems to be waning. I can't remember if the Gravemind was something more like this, deep and resonant. Or if it had a bit more of just like a deep tone to it that might actually be a bit beyond what I can do myself. Doing that whole, like, that vocal fry, deep voice, it's very much like, I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time. I think, back when I was playing Undertale on the channel way years ago, I did that voice for some character. I can't remember if it was Undyne during the Genocide playthrough or something, but there was a lot of dialogue that I did that voice in, and, or did in that voice, and the next day I was just, my throat was dead. There we go. We're all clear. What is our... You know, that's not too bad. 2 temporal gears, 7 rusty gears, and 15 flax fibers. Ooh, and we got more drifty boys around. Alright. One last straggler. Oh, and you have nothing on you. Why did I keep these separate? Let's just amalgamate this all into one. Of the spoils of war. Guess I could actually make a tuning spear, couldn't I? There we go. Ah. Let's turn those into string. There we go. Excellent. What was that? Speaking of Inspector Gadget, when do we get cat? Well, I don't have the mod in here that gives you cats, so there's no cats here. On the Discord, though, there are pictures of my cats somewhere in the pet pics. We got 4 of them here. Ooh, Project Zomboid. Maybe one day I might try Project Zomboid. I know my wife and a bunch of my friends they like Project Zomboid. They played it quite a bit. But yeah, who was it on there? Yeah, Gen X Gamer Girl. I would accidentally falling in that thing if I'd built one. Yeah, it's there's a reason that I put doors on all 4 sides, so I'd have a little place to escape to, because that's you can very quickly boil to death in that water, and then it brings you down into, well, the right now chicken-filled escape tunnel where you've got that door on all sides to get out and into safety. I'll have to remember when I'm moving chickens into the coop, that's when I'll grab these ones. What were we doing? Stone. Right. Have a little bit of a sneaky snack. And pop those into our inventory. And hope that low rift activity means no drifters in the mine, perhaps. If we're good, maybe. But yeah, for Project Zomboid, I'll probably give it a try one day. When exactly? I couldn't say. Ooh, wobbly boost, steam pork buns. Oh, just had pork buns the other day. I actually went to a buffet and oh, so good, so good. There was so much seafood at that buffet. It wasn't quite calamari, but it was more of like just fried squid with some like 5 spice on there. Ooh, oh, so good. So right here in the midst of this ladder, this is the bottom of the hole that's in the center of the chamber I'm digging out. So this is the elevation that I need to dig down to. So we've got all this to go through. It's a lot. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, I have to keep plugging that as I go, because knowing me, will fall. Alright, so that is going to be... And we're just back to rock o'clock here. But yeah, while we're doing this, if anybody's got any voices they want to hear, I mean, shoot them into the chat. We're just kind of here digging out rocks, so plenty of time to do some voices. The Saul Says What segments, I'm gonna have to do one for this this upcoming episode, I think, because now it's been what, 2 episodes, 1 or 2 episodes that I've done that haven't had one in it, so it's about time for another. Ooh, there we go. Use that ladder, don't break my ankles. War from Darksiders. Oh man, okay, it's been years since I played. I'm gonna have to look up... Ow. I'm gonna have to look up what war sounded like. Can you do one of the voices in your head?
Do you think I need that mask to bring out this voice? It's always inside of you, watching, waiting. but never threatening. No, never, never. No, no. Only sometimes.
Is that what you wanted? Is this... Is this what you want? If you collect enough material for enough lamps, couldn't you light up dedicated mining spaces to keep drifters out? Absolutely. I definitely could do that. I didn't, but I definitely could have. And I probably should have brought that, what was it, 10 lanterns I put together last episode? Probably just should have brought it in here. Is that just salad fingers? Yeah, it's pretty much just a salad fingers impression. You know,
I like it when the red water comes out.
it's not entirely, a one-to-one salad fingers, but it gets the idea across. I feel like it's got the right kind of creep factor to it, and it's 90% accurate. But yeah, war. You know what? Let me pull up a thing here. Let's just see. Let's turn the camera here so we just see me standing here. I'm gonna look up what war sounds like, because I do not remember. Probably gonna get an ad if I'm looking it up on YouTube on my phone here. Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna mute the mic here. While I'm looking that up, actually, I'm gonna quickly grab a little drink of water here, and turn on the AC for maybe like 2 minutes, just to re-cool the room, because it's
getting hot in here. Oh boy.
But before I go, a Dr. Doofenshmirtz voice, Dalamy. All right.
Perry the platypus.
I don't know many other quotes from him, so that's I'm doing my part. Diggy Diggy Hole would be pretty fitting here. Not sure which voice would go best with it, though. I mean, when I'm singing, chances are I'm just going to go into a silly voice. Like a little mix of the crazy old man voice and something else. Sometimes Kermit the Frog. Just depends on what kind of silly voice I want to do to hide my potentially off-key singing. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to grab a quick drink and turn on my AC for a couple of minutes. So, we'll be right back in, let's say, like, I don't know, 2-3 minutes. Yeah. And I'm going to look up what War from Darksiders sounds like, because I haven't played that game since it came out, so it's been a hot minute. Be right back. Also, I just listened to it. That's War is just Liam O'Brien. That yeah, I can It's basically a mix of like just a slightly deeper Vaxeldan. Yeah, I'll practice that over the next couple minutes. Give me a second. Okay. Back on into it. Here we go. So, alright. So we're gonna try that old war voice. So you're gonna get to hear a little bit of the practice and behind the scenes work that goes into some of these voices. So with war, it's just a deeper Liam O'Brien voice, which is effectively basically just his Vax'll Dan voice from Critical Role. So with Vax, okay, let's see. Well, there's one quote that I used to get into that voice, and then that should be an easy transition down into war. So it's that one scene from spoilers if you haven't seen the Legend of Vox Machina. You know, Vax goes off, does his rogue thing as he does. He comes back, he's like, I was gone for 5 minutes, what the hell happened? And then war is a bit more down like this. Kind of. Kind of? Was that close? Maybe. War is just deeper, kind of. No, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. It's got the... Not deeper, it's more like... pseudo-British-ish? I don't know. Liam O'Brien has a very unique voice. It's easy to do some lines, but not others. And then, so I mean, no, give it a little bit of a try. It's, not every voice I'm super confident with. Elf Twink was kind of spot on, really. I mean, yeah. Yeah, that's, oh. Man, there's so many good scenes that I can't wait for Season 3 of Legend of Vox Machina. Like, we need to get the one scene of, you know, what happens with Scanlan, and then... Sorry, this is probably all spoilers for everybody, but, like, you know... We need Grog going full just like, I don't understand magic, but I'm mad. I don't want to peek the mic, but I kind of want to do it. It's just like, fix him. Fix him! We all got magic, what do you do something? It's just, oh, that moment in the stream, like when they were streaming that campaign, that was some good moment. What else did we had? We had a there was a request in there for what, a crazy dwarf. I'm down in my hole all the time here digging all these rocks. It's not like you know, I could go out and you know, go on a date, go out in the town there, you know, grab a pint with the lads if I had lads to go grab a pint with anyway. 2, 3, 4. Let's dig this out a little bit. I mean, I'm already basically like a crazy little dwarf, man. I'm digging out this giant hole. Played enough dwarf NPCs back in my day. Do not go gentle into that good night. Maybe. Definitely, if you want it for a Saul Says What, put it into a comment in a video with the hashtag, because then when I'm looking through for things to record for it, I'll be able to see it, because I have the memory of a goldfish from time to time, and I will not remember most of what I said during this entire stream. What are we doing here? We'll do that. That's going to be the biggest chunk of rock I can get out of there. Oh, I had a second hammer with me. I didn't even notice that for a bit. Yeah, let's eat through the last of this hammer. Why not? One, 7, 11. I can count to blue. And Grog was one of my favorite characters in Critical Role, honestly. I did like Scanlan because he was the epitome of the joke character can be serious too. And that's... I mean, that's a big thing in D&D. I will tend to make some real jokey characters that end up being like one of the most like tragic heart of the party types of characters. Like I played a skeleton in a D&D campaign once, Leonardo da Cartilage. So it was okay. I almost couldn't see the entrance up there. This I'm gonna need more ladders, aren't I? Because I'm gonna not be able to get out of here soon enough. Yeah. Let's go make some more ladders first before we do too much more digging. What was I saying? Yeah, Leonardo da Cartilage. So, meme character, he sounded kind of like Skeletor. Just, I'm a crazy skeleton man. Hello. And then it turned out that he had just been a skeleton so long that he couldn't remember most of his actual life beforehand. Because I guess in the ancient past, you know, a demon lord took over, raised an undead army. He was just one of the random people raised as a skeleton. And then when he got his consciousness back after the heroes of old defeated him, he just slowly started to lose his mind over the centuries. So he carried around a locket that he didn't know who the people were. He thought he just found it and liked it. Didn't know there was a picture inside, but it was like an old faded photograph of his of his wife back when he was alive. And he ran an antique shop fixing old broken things because, well, he was an old broken thing in need of fixing. He just couldn't remember that that was the case. So yeah, meme character that ended up being one of the saddest characters of the group, and kind of held them all together to the point where when there was a work conflict and I had to leave that game, it fell apart within 2 weeks. There it be, the Mask of the Rot. Do I have my shears here? There we go. Let's grab those. And we got a bit of inventory space. Let's get some more sticks off of these trees here. Maybe we'll cut these down too. Right, I've been going on a tangent to myself here and to everybody here. I've not been looking at chat for the last, like, minute. What's going on in there? Ooh. Color-flavored abilities. Giant Opal, is that color-flavored abilities? Is that related to the arcane chromat from Erois? I think that was a Mark Sherlock Humes like homebrew subclass that Chris Trott played in their Erois series. That was a sorcerer though, not a warlock. Would I ever consider making a chiseling guide? I mean, probably. I don't know what. I don't know exactly what kind of format I would do for a chiseling guide, but I could definitely, you know, give it a shot. I guess a lot of it would come down to a little bit of like composition. I don't know. I'm very fly by the seat of my pants and work by feeling when it comes to chiseling. So there's not a whole lot of like tried and true technique that I follow. I just kind of have the thought of, I've seen something that looks like this. I know what I want it to look like. Carve it in. So I'm very much better at just kind of doing rather than explaining. But I could give it a shot. I've already got a couple of different sets built for, like, you know, a tutorial-ish series. One of those sets is mainly for, like, how I film time lapses and such, but definitely doing some sort of chiseling guide or like a this is how I plan builds out kind of guide. I could definitely see myself putting something like that together at some point. Let's see. Let's pop these into there. Gonna make ourselves a whole bunch of ladders. 40 might be... yeah. 58, that should be good. I'm gonna leave that there for the time being, because that just looks funny to me. I should probably put this oak away before I go back into the mines and grab copious amounts more rock. Right, oak is down in the basement. Pop that there. Pop that there, that there. Oak seeds I'll slap in a trunk somewhere. And yeah, don't have too much else. Woo! Tree has an afro. I guess I kind of did leave it like that, didn't I? That's okay. It has fun like that. I asked the tree. It knows. That's what he wanted. I don't have my barber's license. Or my arborist's license. My barbarist license. Oh, do I know of the Will Wheaton curse? Yes, and that's why Will Wheaton has to stay legally 500 meters away from any of my dice. Because I roll enough nat ones as it is. Only when I'm DMing. Weirdly. My dice know when it's a roll as a DM and a roll as a player. Barbarian license, yeah.
You best be careful. I got a license to rage. And drink.
It's okay, they aren't an ent.
Yet. But they can be one day.
Ooh. Okay. There we go. Pop that, so I can just keep adding ladders there. Because I don't think those are going to be in the way. We won't need to come all the way up here, typically, once the windmills are all in place. So let's see, what do we have? We have a flat plane here now, so we're going to have to dig down a little bit to start digging ourselves out here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, There we go. We could, we could go Viking, Wolf. We could. If we want to go Viking, we can Vike if we want to. Shouldn't continue that in the way I was thinking, because that's going to sound like doing something completely different. Ooh, your red dragon rolled double nat ones. Ooh. Yeah, I've had some double nat 1 moments. I've had some double nat 20 moments. I actually had both of those moments in the same turn once. Years back, I was playing this homebrew steampunk kind of campaign that one of my friends had made. And my character was basically, it's like dual-wielding gun blades, basically, like these revolver S-stocks, basically. And, you know, we were fighting some giant snake thing, and I went to do my 2 attacks. No, that system, there's a whole bunch of attacks in that system. I think I had 4 attacks, like 2 per sword. So, went to roll the first 2, nat 1 on both. Went to roll them again, or roll my 3rd and 4th attacks, both nat 20s. So, the narration of it was, I went to go, like, use the swords to push off from the ground, to go leap up towards the snake's head, stab myself in both of my feet, pulled the blades out of my feet, and then just stabbed it into the eyes of the snake. Which was very fitting for a sometimes competent, but mostly incompetent kind of engineer character that I was playing. Oh no, Carl Weezer. Don't tell Jimmy, but I like his mom. An Eisenholm-inspired campaign. So, I mean, funny enough, once I've got enough of this place built out and the castle all set, I mean, that's running maybe some kind of D&D-esque adventure. Not out of the question. Where are we? There we are. Good. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, definitely snatched victory from the jaws of my feet. Indeed, I did. Ooh. Community server with actual RP events. I mean, honestly, yeah, I would. I mean, I like DMing. There's gonna be. That's definitely a thing. If I had the time to just build, dungeons in Vintage Story, like, of course I'd have to do it in creative mode. There's no way I could make, like, dungeons and puzzles in any remotely reasonable amount of time in survival. But if I had the chance and the opportunity, 100%. Make some fantasy dungeons, some traps, ooh. Or whatever kinds of traps and puzzles I can make with the resources that are available in Vintage Story. There's a lot of things I'd want to do that are things that you would need, like command blocks in that other block game to be able to pull off. Like tying the HP bar of a specific named creature to whether or not a door is locked or not. Or, redstone, the thing that I really wish that we had in Vintage Story. Because that's, I want some kind of engineering where we've got, circuits and conditional statements and things like that we can do and just make crazy machines. Maybe nothing quite in the same vein as the other block game where build a farm and everything's automatic, but just, something cool. Wonder where you could find a modder to help you make things like that. Thonking emoji. So there are creative or command blocks available in creative in Vintage Story, but I don't know if they're functional yet. And if they are functional, I don't know the extent of it. I've tried using some of the commands that I've found that should be able to work on a box, like, spawn a gazelle. I couldn't get it to spawn a gazelle. So, I don't know. I gave it a good, probably couple hours of trying to figure out the command blocks. I might try again one day. But, yeah. Ooh. So, King Emo Cut is asking, hey Saul, what literary or visual materials are you using for the design ideas of Eisenholm? A great mix of things, actually. So, for the castle itself, I'm just using a lot of inspiration from a bunch of different real-world castles, as well as Kaer Morhen from The Witcher. That's kind of where the idea of building it into the side of the mountain came from. So it's going to kind of ascend up there similar to Kaer Morhen. But a lot of the more intricate designs or more like detailed bits, like the gatehouse is from... Oh, I'm blanking on the name right now. I think the gatehouse is from Warwick Castle, but it might be from a different one. There's a whole bunch that I've got just compilations of pictures from. But for a lot of other spots in the castle, it's mostly, well, in the town in general, Google searches. So it comes down to some things. Ooh, Giant Opal, have a good night. I don't know if with the delay of me seeing it to you hearing my response if you'll still be here, but have a good one. But yeah, for inspiration, it's just going to be random Google searches. There'll be a lot of different images I come across. Some are of like tabletop models of buildings. Some are going to be photos of real places. With it being Google, there's just a ton of generated AI artwork. Some of it completely nonsensical. Most of it completely nonsensical. But it's there. Yeah, and then a lot of the building designs for, you know, like just regular buildings. Some of it actually comes from places that I've seen just oot and aboot in the real world, there. Because like I travel around for work. I drive around. I see a whole bunch of different houses every day. So you pick up little styles here and there. Most of which is not applicable to Eisenholm because it's modern. But one day I'll get to use those more modern designs, and then they'll see who's laughing. It'll be everyone, because we're having a great time, and a wonderful time. Ooh, can we link pictures with ideas for you? I don't know if the chat for the YouTube stream here will allow that, but there's definitely... Let's see. In the Discord... which now I actually have a proper working link because I didn't realize I didn't have that linked anywhere except for some video descriptions. But now that we've got that available, that would be a good place. If you have like inspiration pictures for different builds, absolutely. In the Discord, there's like a pics and vids chat. And that's a decent spot to put stuff. As long as it's, you know, appropriate. There's no like not safe for work channel or anything, I think. No, I don't see one on there. I should remember. I should know. I made the channels. There we go. Ooh. Let's see. If only there was someone help write requests and make custom music for the campaign. Well, yeah. The custom music thing. Oh, maybe. What kind of a Discord doesn't have a not safe for work channel? Shame. I feel like back when I was mainly doing Twitch and most of the content was kind of it was VR chat, of course. There was lewd craziness going on. I I guarantee there probably was back then. I probably deleted it at some point. I did hear the music. That was some really good music. Let's see. Oh, my hunger's getting low. Thank you for the heads up. Where's my bowl? There's my bowl. There's my crock. There we go. Eat some food. That's another crock emptied. All right. Right. Where was I in the chat? I get very scatterbrained when I'm working on these things. Let's see. Oh, I've been using the loud keyboard this entire time. I'm just realizing that now. I have a quiet keyboard that I've got specifically for recording and doing the streams and everything. Whoopsies. But ooh, Sky Troopers. Anything in Vintage Story that I wish was real. Man, I wish pottery was real. No, I mean, apart from being able to respawn, although that would also involve feeling what it's like to die, so maybe not that. See, that's the tricky thing with Vintage Story, because 90% of the game is real. You know, it's the only things that aren't real would be like the drifters. I guess also being able to pillar up meters worth of dirt within seconds to not have a bear somehow be able to climb up it after you. Dave, you know, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna be a bit of a contrarian. Dave should not be real. I don't want a 7-foot or 700-foot tall giant mechanical giraffe of rust and death and thunder bringing to be real. That's dange. But yeah, whatever good uses the temporal fluid and like temporal gears were supposed to be for, like, that could be cool. You know, because I think the original intention of the serifs, as far as my understanding of what I've interpreted from the lore, is like the serifs are immune to the rot, clearly, because we can eat rot. We can eat rotten food. We gain less nutrients from rotten food because most of the nutrients have, you know, gone away. But we don't get sick from it. There's zero adverse effects. So serifs can't get food poisoning. They're immune to botulism. So that is the one thing I would want. The ability to, you know, sure, I'd have blue skin most likely, and I'd have to cover that up to not have people stare, but like, you could just not worry about the hair growing on the food at the back of the fridge. You could just brush it off, or heck, keep it on there for texture. Sometimes your stew just needs to be kept warm with a fuzzy little white sweater. Oh. So that's disgusting, actually. No, I take that back, but I mean, the point stands, but I regret. Yeah, cats. The Eidolon is probably one of the coolest things in the game so far. It is, it's also a menace to society. Like that Spider-Man. Phaedry, I thought Solstin was about to say some mean stuff like Dave isn't a nice guy or Dave isn't chill. We're about to have a problem. No, no, I just think it's dangerous having a 700-foot tall giant robot camel or giraffe or whatever he is. I think it's just dangerous to have around. You know, someone's gonna get hurt. Yeah, Wilted says there's a good bit of food that's I mean, heck, cheese is just mold, and that's pretty fine to eat, unless you're lactose intolerant like me. And what's worse is blue cheese is doubly bad for me, because not only am I lactose intolerant, but I'm also allergic to penicillin. I got the bad genes, guys. I got the real bad genes for, at least for food. Well, I guess penicillin's not really a food. Comes from food. As far as wrathful demon gods that just want to destroy the world, Dave's a real sweetheart. Yeah. Isn't Dave actually just a satellite giraffe from Horizon? He could be. Maybe he just got lost, and this is a crossover we didn't know we had. Oh, you also allergic to penicillin and lactose intolerant? Yeah, man, it was a sad day when I learned I was lactose intolerant, because I didn't know, clearly, as most people wouldn't know before they actually become lactose intolerant. But like, I had my morning cup of tea, you know, I alternate between tea and coffee, made myself a cup of tea, drank it, 20 minutes later, I'm like, ooh, I don't feel so good. Projectile vomited, and then was continuously nauseous for 10 months straight. Only realizing I was nauseous for 10 months straight simply because every single thing I consumed had milk or cheese. Or ice cream. And my doctor told me, like, hey, try these lactase pills. Eat a bowl of ice cream. If you throw up, come back. If it helps, there's your answer. And lo and behold, there was my answer. Ooh, Dragon Strider, yeah. Since Discord gives you anxiety, can I just suggest you Google something to put away for later building? Absolutely, yeah. I will try to Google it, you know, right after the stream so I don't forget. Because if I leave it too long, if I go to bed, oh, in the morning, everything's gone out of my brain. Destino, thank you. That would be helpful, yeah. Because if it's there in the Discord for me to reference later, then that would be great. There we go. Ow, my ankles. How far down are we? I feel like we're actually a good chunk of the way at this point. I've kind of just not been paying attention to how far I've been digging. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh. We only got like we're more than halfway. Huh. I mean, that's good. But it's like 3 minutes to 11. I'm gonna have to not be on here for too much longer. Oh God, minute number 5 of asking Saul if he plans on building a moat. I'm sorry, I saw that earlier and I kept forgetting. Building a moat. I probably won't need a moat because I'm going to have. Actually, Actually, do I want it to flow out to the lake? Maybe. That's a drifter. It's weird that it was low the whole time, and that's the first drifter we saw. But for a moat, I might have some water running through and out from the castle, whether that's through just the sewer system that might go under it, or through the actual courtyard if there's one. Then that'll be there. But for a moat, with the design of it, the terrain is going to act as that natural deterrent. So maybe a dry moat, if anything. But once the bottom of this gets brought down, let me get closer and show you. Once the base of this tower gets brought down to meet the terrain, it's going to have a little bit of a taper outward. I'm blanking on the name of what that is, but it's basically just a really steep slope of just rock piles that makes it almost impossible to get any siege weaponry up there. Hard to climb, makes you really slow, easy target for arrow fire from the walls. But that is going to do about as much good as a moat ever could, because it gives that same thing. I mean, basically a moat, apart from the water, it's something to stop siege weapons and create funnel points where the access is difficult except for the designated entry point. So a moat is a maybe. Moat is a maybe. Oh, yeah, buckets are definitely a thing. Yeah, oh yeah. Buckets work similar to the other block game, almost identical. Just do a little bucketry here. So we got a bucket. You can you can right click to take some stuff. I got a bucket of honey now. Pop it back in there. Don't exactly want to flood this place with water, so I won't. But yeah, you can just, when you've got a water source, you can just pick up from it, fill up a block with a water source, and away you go. Then you got yourself more infinite water. You just do need to get up to the Copper Age to make a saw, to make boards, so that you can actually make the bucket. Yeah, but you can remove a source block by just putting water in there, or putting a block in there. But yeah, let's steal these eggs from the chickens. Put those down into our root cellar. And check if those other eggs, those are still good for 12 days. No, they're good for 17. That's good. We're gonna have to use a lot of these turnips real quick, but that'll be a problem for another in real life day. So just as we began the stream, I think we're gonna end it in the same little spot here. Sitting on the bed. With, there we go. With a knife in hand. Yeah. A talus. Thank you. Thank you. Talus, I think of the rock guys in Breath of the Wild. Whose bones did you steal? Or is that Lee? Oh, down in the basement? I don't know whose bones those were. But they're mine now. I found them. I've got a knife. Leave my bones alone. Copper Age does not mean anger at policemen. But yeah, there's a nice little bedroom view out there. Yeah. You know what? Actually, okay. No, not on the bed. Let's go end this on the balcony. Just look at that view. It's just beautiful. Yeah. There we go. YouTube is telling me there's going to be an ad break in 49 seconds, so I'll make this quick. Wordna, you can always go back and watch the VOD. The VOD will be up. It should process pretty quick after the stream ends, so you can always check that out if you weren't here for the beginning of it. We did some quarrying, did some silly voices, did a lot of rambling on my part because that's just kind of what I do sometimes. Okay, Bongalus Pockamus Jr. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Bongalus Pockamus. I'm glad you loved the stream. Thanks for coming. Everybody, yeah, thanks for coming out. Gaming Part 2, number 11. YouTube ads cannot hold me.
They can never keep me down. I punch the YouTube ads. Right in the schnoz. They'll never smell anything again. Not even what the rock is cooking.
God, this red sky fading into blue, like this is just, look at it, we can see the castle off in the distance. This is nice. This is a nice balcony. But anyway, yeah, thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for showing up, especially on such short notice. Maybe next time I will pre-plan this a little bit better and I'll know what day and what time I'll be streaming so that I can actually forewarn people with more than 10 minutes notice. But yeah, I hope you all have a great night, morning, afternoon. Now we've got a few different time zones here, so have a great insert time of day here. This is to see you guys in the Eisenholm D&D campaign. Don't tempt me, I'm crazy, I'll do it. Alright, good night everybody. And once again, I don't have an end of stream page. Wilted Sis, thank you for the $2. Oh, that's the first super chat I've had on stream. Wow. Thank you so much. I'm gonna put you. I don't know if I'm lagging right now on your guys' end. I am on my end. But I'm going to go to the Be Right Back screen because I don't have a, I still haven't made a screen that says that the stream's over. So we'll be right back the next time we stream or have a video. So once again, good night, everybody. Thank you for coming out.